Hi everybody. All the paints I use here are, almost all are Vallejo. This is Vallejo. It's a acrylic, in case you didn't know. Comes off with water. This is a fuel tank. You remember me making the welds. Right now I'm just highlighting the welds while the paint's still wet with a crimson color, which is a dark pink. Obviously, I'm set that offside so it dries. Man, my weld straight on the one side looks beautiful. Right. Anyway, the exhaust, the glass packs, cherry bombs, whatever you want to call them, are being painted. And most of them I've seen red. I've seen them blue. I didn't see any other color. Maybe gold. I don't know. But anyway, they're being painted. I had trouble with one of them. I think the accelerator I used for the super glue wasn't done drying. It'd been there a while, so I don't know. You just didn't want to paint. Well, it finally covered. There, I got the front. That was quick. Whew. Guys, didn't even see that, did you? I'm painting the exhaust pipes. It's called black brown. It's a tank color. Who knew? Anyway, it looks pretty close to a dark rust, as you can see. This is all in preparation for the rest of it. And it paint the center hole where hopefully, and it works. It hooks up to the exhaust manifold. Had this all setting out. I just wiped the brush, or put it in water, wipe off the excess water, and then any place I missed it, I'd re-hit it. Trying to do the muffler clamp. There we go. Now, I'm doing a quick wash of some of my mixture. Then I noticed there was some crud in it, so I threw that out and remade some new out of water acrylic paint and black India ink, and then you just thin it to where it's really thin, or so it's really light when it dries. Here I'm going the rest of it. Well, this stuff just seemed to take forever to dry. I don't know why. And it's supposed to dry flat, and it kind of dried a semi-gloss. I shook the heck out of it, so I don't know. Anyway, it didn't matter. And it was all the whole exhaust system was primed with Tamiya white primer. Now I'm re-hitting it again with my new batch. Just trying to tone the red down. Kind of got to go all the way around it where the red is. I had a full tank almost, and I realized I wouldn't be able to fit it in there. Taking some pencil shavings and rubbing it on the tank to highlight the weld seams. Wasn't enough, and then I scratched some of the paint off. So, oh darn, I have to touch that up. There we go. That's really pretty. Yeah, there we go. Flat black. Right there. Who knew? what I'm doing here is, this is a car that would be used, and it would never see the underside redone, at least if I owned it. I don't have that kind of money to even own one. Anyway, I'm just doing some chips from whatever, rock, installation, whatever. I don't know anybody to get that beady on it, but I just wanted to try something. Now, what this is basically where the exhaust or paints would flake off from either not like the tank might not have been sandblasted, so the paint wouldn't stick. And the black is actually bare steel, and that and then on the exhaust pipe, the heat would burn it off and start to flake. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This whole thing took me longer than I thought it would. From painting, it took was a lot shorter making them. It took me longer to paint them. Every time I clip my fingernails, I do it every time I work on a model, and I always end up scratching it off. Now I'm doing the black wash just to highlight where the bolts are, or simulated, whatever you want to call it. Looks like I forgot to do the bottom of that one. I'm quite sure I hit it though. Anyway, just want some homemade shadow so your eye, gives it some depth and relief. And I went around the pipes on the end, which basically in the end it was a useless gesture. It turned out well, in my opinion. Now, there, you can see I already covered up the little bit of, now I'm doing a lighter color, because when paint chips on a dark color, like red, there's a lighter color underneath, because it's chipped off. So I'm just adding some of this. It's an armor deal, notice how some of it just, like, dried to nothing. I'm trying to do it lightly. I don't want it to be glaring, but it's all got to be unified in the end anyway. So I did the same thing with this. Like, really, I'm going to drive a C2 Corvette over gravel road, but hey, in Iowa after winter, you got gravel on your cement. For ice and traction purposes. It's not really gravel, it's sand. Coeur d'Alene Pass, so they use freaking gravel if you ever went that way in the winter. I lost a windshield driving to a job to Washington. Went over to Coeur d'Alene Pass in Idaho. Beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous place. But anyway, yeah, I was in my own truck too. I took my own truck. I took my wife with me and my first son. Now I'm gonna weather it with pastels. I got the yellow one is actually a beige. I don't know why the color's off. But anyway, this is a red rust, and you just add water to it. So it means, if you don't like something, get rid of it. It comes off with water. I had a hard time with this orange. I don't understand why this orange did this. It's the same brand. It didn't want to accept water. I got it too, but I had to really goof around with it. I have another more expensive thing of it that had more earth tones in it that I bought from a different company. water wouldn't touch it. You had to use alcohol. Well, alcohol and Vallejo don't mix very well. So they're just sitting there. I'm just adding some word rust, basically the whole exhaust pipe. Making sure to hit the flange really good, because those things, how many times have you guys, any of you, changed the dang exhaust donut between the intake or exhaust manifold and the exhaust pipe? Oh yeah, those things would blow out. I remember doing it. I'm just stippling on some rust. Now this is going to look incredibly dirty and rusty and all that. That gets toned down in the end. See, right now I'm just taking some water and I'm redoing the thinning it out, making it less noticeable, remembering that the weld's at the bottom dingling, and that's why I had to redo that. Just putting some colors down, letting it dry. I'm kind of doing the same with this. Now I'm going back with pure water, and I'm just removing some of the pastel chalk. I wanted some of that red rust on, just to give it some tonal difference. Now you can see it's looking pretty rusty. I'm adding another wash around, add some shadow around the brackets and that. Not being not being very careful about it. Just is, in the end, it's all going to be quite different. I mixed the red rust and the orange, which I actually liked better. Now, the very end of the flared exhaust pipe, I put Vallejo black. I don't think I know you didn't see it, so it don't matter. Need more. It just becomes really watery. The neat thing about it is you can smooth it out if you want when it's dry. It doesn't really want to come off well. In fact, I hardly ever seal my tank models, and I've rinsed them off with water, and they still look, you have to like brush them. Yeah, my this is my pencil to make now it's unifying. You'll see what I mean. This gives it that metal look. See what I mean? Gives it that old but not worn out yet metal look. There we go. Fuel tank gets a little bit more of it. I really toned it down enough to where I should have just not even done it. I'll be truthful about it. So, yep, put the fuel tank in. Oh, then it fell in. I'm like, oh crap. So I had to get it where it wanted, and I wanted to get its. Trying to use my knife to flip up the back, and guess what? It stayed there. Now I put a little spacer because my side arrow boards fit underneath or fit over the top of that, and I just glued them spacers on so it give me room to do that. Anyway, there we are. Hope you guys like it so far. I still got to put all the steering gear and that on the front. Hope you like it. Subscribe if you want, and give a comment. Thank you. Bye.